Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network. The earthquake, Carlos, in Colorado. Yeah, I mean, I think the wild card is always this current Supreme Court, right? Trying to figure out what they're going to do.
They did try to throw Gorsuch's words against him.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good move. I think there is an expectation that they will overturn this decision, but maybe it's a shot across the bow, right? Serving notice that we are going to do stuff like this. And I read somewhere that it was like 4 Republicans that brought this case in the first place. It had nothing to do with Democrats.
Yeah, exactly. They're saying, Democrats are doing it. No, it was Republicans. And, you know, if it weren't for the cowardice of their party as a whole, we wouldn't be here.
And it's so weird when Chris Christie will say, well, let the voters decide. The voters did decide.
They
decided to vote for a Congress that should have done the right thing, but censured Liz Cheney and booted Adam Kinzinger for having the guts to do what the voters most likely voted for them to do.
That's right.
So you can't let the voters decide.
Yeah.
You voted for a Congress that was supposed to, after the Ukraine shakedown, after the insurrection, you voted for a Congress that was supposed to do the right thing. And you fell 10 votes short of that, like I tweeted. So we did vote for it. But they misjudged the cowardice of the GOP.
Yeah.
The voters got duped.
Yeah.
The voters for Liz Cheney they said that those voters, you don't count in the Republican Party. So they did vote.
I think what's disturbing, Carlos, is, some people have, they're all scared of the MAGA base. But, a lot of people are like, no, they agree with them. I mean, I think what's disturbing is not like just Trump quoting Hitler. It's the people cheering for him. Yeah. And the people, the MAGA people getting interviewed afterwards going, oh, well, I might not have said it that way, but, he's right about the policy. I mean, you just think, oh, God, are we really in this racist and bloodthirsty a country that are like, I like this whole idea of, internment camps. I mean, he's running the same play he ran the last time. Build the wall and rapists are coming in and Muslim ban.
All the languages, there's so many languages and they're speaking them and there's so many and you don't know what they are. You do know what they are. You can look them up, you fool.
Yeah.
You don't know what the languages of the voices of your head are. That's right. Donald. All right, yes, I'll do it.
You said, imagine if the GOP Clown Show had the courage of Bill Burr's wife, who flipped Trump off, which was fantastic, right to his face. You said we would never have gotten to the Colorado Supreme Court. Stop normalizing what he did. Cops got crushed and maced. One of his cult supporters got shot and killed. He doesn't deserve to be on any ballot.
That's the truth.
Yeah. As you keep warning every week, you also said, to borrow a phrase from The Princess Bride, never vote third party, especially when the death of democracy is on the line.
Never vote third party, especially when the death of democracy is on the line. Yes, all these things are true. Again, same as the Republican contra. Somebody else wrote regarding Chris Christie, regarding third party voters, if Trump murdered somebody in public, like a child, would you then not say that the Supreme Court has the right to take him off the ballot, or would you still say voters should decide? Yeah. It's insane. And again, for third-party voters exist in a vacuum where their candidate can just make promises, but doesn't have to face opposition. Vote for me. I will give you peace in the Middle East. Everybody will get health care. Everybody will get student loan forgiveness. Everybody will get great union wages, more paid vacation leave. I promise you everything. I, like Jill Stein, Cornel West, will not be able to deliver that promise. So just vote for me. I'll tell you anything you want to hear. Yeah. Because I won't have to face opposition. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is
a child's
Will Rollins,
brain.
Who's running to replace Ken Calvert, the Republican here in Riverside County, who voted against certifying the election.
And I think if you've fallen into a trap where you are more likely to support one human being over your own country, over your own fellow Americans in any context, just because the guy tells you to do something, I always used to you've got to take a hard look in the mirror and ask yourself, how far can this possibly go? Am I willing to throw everything out in service of the former host of the Celebrity Apprentice, right? I mean, I just think that America is about so much more than that, and we have got to move beyond this one cult of personality.
I mean, I was saying, Carlos, they're such cowards. I'm sure many of them are celebrating behind closed doors and hoping that the Supreme Court rules with the Colorado court to be rid of him without having to, take the blame for it from his MAGA psychos.
They're quietly celebrating, right? McConnell admitted
yes,
Trump should be convicted. He did the insurrection. McConnell admitted that.
Yeah.
But then he's like, well, just let the dog catcher catch the rabid dog. We can't really control the dog anymore. And then when the dog catcher catches the dog, that damn dog catcher caught the dog. How dare he treat that dog so inhumanely?
By the way, mine and Chris's impression of Mitch McConnell has morphed into Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
It does. It puts the democracy in the basket.
Or gets the holes again.
Oh, God, the Republican Party is let us go like Rafael Cruz's gut. Just blabbery and flubbering and hanging over the belt.
Democracy in the van.
We're the Republican Party.
They're help us put democracy in the van.
It's insane. Again, like what my tweet said, we are normalizing the fact that a guy shook down Ukraine for dirt. We're normalizing that he called Georgia for 12,000 more votes. We're normalizing that he lied, and Bill Burr said he lied. We're normalizing that he started an insurrection, watched cops get beat up, watch a person get killed.
Stole the original evidence of Putin installing him in 2016. And I don't know, probably gave it back to Putin. God knows where it is, the missing Russian intelligence, right? I mean, it's just, there is new evidence of what a traitor he is every single effing day.
Fire James Comey. How many people refused to show up on subpoenas during the Mueller investigation? I don't know how many it was.
Yeah. Yeah, so, it's the only reason they weren't able to prove collusion to the criminal conspiracy threshold was because of the massive obstruction. I mean,
absolutely. Yeah. And then you get these third-party idiots. Oh, it's a Russian hoax. No, it's not a hoax. No. You know that they weren't allowed to testify.
He would have released all the information if that's what it proved. It obviously proved the opposite.
Unredacted version. Yeah. Release it.
Gay in Colorado. You're on with Carlos. Hello, Gay.
Hi there. How are you
good.
Today?
Go ahead.
Oh, good. I'm just calling. I'm from Lauren Boebert's district.
Oh,
sorry. And, of course, we have, sadly, I call her office often. Okay. And we have two very good candidates that are running for her office from, we have a primary, which is fine.
If I were in her district like you, you know how immature I am. I would call every day and play that song, Wouldn't You Give a Hand to a Friend? Wouldn't you give a hand to it? Click.
Not a bad idea.
There you go.
It's a handy J joke.
Yeah.
All right.
You were talking about Scott Perry earlier, and they had finally gotten some of his phone conversations or texts or whatever.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering when they'll start moving on to the next round of congressional people who were also involved in an insurrection and took an official oath, and of course wouldn't be like the president, wouldn't be iffy as to whether he actually was an officer of the government or not, because I think she would be considered to be in the Constitution. Am I right that Jack Smith would probably be very happy to hear all of this information? He probably has it already.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, that's the thing, Carlos, is I guess we know this much of what Jack Smith knows. But, you have to, that's the other thing. I don't know, Jody, I'm not even, it's hard to keep track of, whether the ruling would be like, you can keep him off the general election ballot, but not the primary ballot. There's like a lot of legal issues, or does he have to be convicted in the January 6th trial? But I think it was George Conway we just read that said in the 14th Amendment, you don't have to be convicted of insurrection. So,
yes.
Yeah.
It states that you do not have to be convicted of it.
Yeah.
Just participate, known participation. And he obviously started it. Yeah. Organized by, Clarence Thomas, who won't recuse himself, his wife, busing people there.
Yeah.
Then blaming it on Antifa and FBI informants dressed as protest. Crazy.
Yeah. Ghost buses.
Remember when Obama wore a tan suit and took a selfie?
Oh, yeah.
The country has still barely recovered.
What, are you kidding me?
Yes. Yeah. No, I know. Some days it still is hard to absorb where we were and where we've come, and again, some of it, just how much of it was racist backlash against having the first black president, because some of this just makes no sense other than pure unbridled racism.
Yeah, and how far we've come. Like I tweeted, Nixon was born 60 years too early. He could have literally just said, I am a crook, and I will be on the 76th ballot. Thank you, Republicans, for being cowards.
Yeah, well, we've talked to Jill Wine-Banks about this multiple times. If there'd been right-wing radio and Fox News, Nixon probably would have survived. They would have done the same thing. Witch hunt, fake news, blah, blah, blah. You know, I mean, that's going to be the battle is over any kind of common set of facts or you know, we were saying that Fox News defamation, the, what's his name? Alex Jones, the Rudy Giuliani thing. I mean, there are provable facts in courts of law still in the United States of America where you have to pay for lying, right?
Yeah, and your own guys, Mark Meadows, McCarthy, McConnell, said Trump was guilty of inciting the insurrection. They said it.
Yeah.
They just lacked the kickballs to do anything about it.
There it is, my first drink of the day, Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic. Many of you know my story. I stopped drinking wine for 3 years during COVID, during the lockdown as part of a health reset. Now I drink wine in moderation, but this is an amazing new product. I've always believed in probiotics. And Z-Biotics, check this out. You drink just one of these. It's the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. I am using this and I feel great in the morning. I don't have to worry if I have an extra glass of wine, I still feel great in the morning. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. I've always had acid reflux problems. It is this byproduct, not dehydration, that's to blame for your rough next day. Z-Biotics produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. All I know is it works. It is Z-Biotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic. Go to zbiotics.com/politicalvoices or scan the QR code on the screen right now.